All right, moment of truth. Start the car and check to make sure that the alternator is charging. Fire it up. Welcome back to another episode of Initial Speed. I'm your host, Phil, once again. Today, brother man here's alternator died. 2004
Yeah, Acura TSX.
alternator died, so we are here to attempt to replace it. So it's windy, it's cold, it's about 11 degrees or so, it's a little chilly, but it's Canada. What are you gonna do? One second. We've already gone through the trouble of removing the alternator because I've never done this on this vehicle before, so I figured instead of wasting your time, I would come to you with how to replace it and you could just reverse that for removal. This is the bad boy in question. It is caked. Not saying that's the reason why, but it's also a possibility. Maybe some coolant or some Freon or something spilled on it, and now it's dead. In any case, we're going to replace that. So it's not a lot of work, but it's cumbersome. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Oh yeah, and this is Chris. You've seen him before in some of the videos. All right, so here is the compartment. Here's where the alternator lives. So there's one bolt that's on top, two underneath. What we did was we removed the connectors. Well, first you disconnect the battery because you're playing with electricity, and whenever doing so, best idea to remove the battery. Or not remove the battery, disconnect the battery. So then we disconnect the ground and the power for the alternator. Like I said, you pull the top bolt, which sits, I don't know if you can see it, you can barely see it. That little edge there, that's one spot, and then these are the two other bolts. So what you do is you take some of the slack off of the belt, or you make the belt a little slack, just so you can remove the alternator. Otherwise the belt will hold the alternator in place and kind of give you a hard time. Remove that. We decided to remove the hose for the AC. Thank you. I don't think you have to, but it definitely makes the job a hell of a lot easier. So be mindful of that. And then with some wiggling and pushing and pulling, you can fit the alternator between here. What we did was we turned it this way so the pulley was facing upward, and then finagle it out. So let's get to putting this back in. All right, go for it, bud. Cannot fit in here to make it work. One of us has small hands. I'm not going to say who.
Somebody gonna get hurt real bad. Somebody. I'm not gonna say who.
Hey, it's me. That doesn't mean anything. Protect my manhood.
Engineers, you're getting paid good money. Come on, help us out.
No, that's not their problem. Teamwork makes the dream work. Sorry, you can't see a whole lot. When we're tightening things up, then oops, got it. When we're tightening things up, we'll try to give you a better view. The other thing is you've got to bend your arm in and down. Workout for the shoulder.
Yeah, I think there's some sort of conspiracy.
There's a conspiracy theory
They're
for
getting paid
everything.
off by like physical therapists, you know, or something,
Yeah.
something stupid like that.
Automotive industry helps
Yeah.
offsets their pollution by giving physiotherapists work. Let's catch it. Okay. Sweet.
No strip. That's all.
I mean, I don't mind stripping, but yeah, not both. Hey man, brother man needs some money. You want to throw some money my way? I'll strip for you. But I have to clear it with my wife first.
She takes 75.
Right? I'm taking one for the team, honey. All the way in, finger tight. Nice, smooth, clean threads. See, and that's why I sprayed the WD on it. This one's it's in, so oh, right. I used the TP12 first. Charles? If it's a private car.
I bet that was the OEM, the original.
Probably. How many kilometers do you have on this thing?
300,000.
300. Oh, it's a Honda, right?
And she's just broken in.
Yep.
750.
You know the Jetta I had was 490 something when I pulled the engine on it, right? Just shy of 500,000. And I mean, not that I owned it the whole time, but all I did was I did a starter on it. I don't think I did the alternator. And then pads a clutch. I think that's all I did to it. Tires, brakes, works. Thank you. Alright guys, had to fight a little bit. So got the AC line tightened back up, got the alternator in. Now we're going to, well, I'll just do it here in front of you. You know what would not be funny? Is if you go to plug this in and you realize, oh, it's the wrong alternator.
Yeah.
Alright, and then I gotta put the ground back on, which goes on here. Then we've got to put the belt back on, and that's a wrap. Drop the car, or put the battery in. Ooh, it's a good battery too. Is this, what is it, no gravity battery? Gel battery?
Yeah, it's a gel battery.
Sweet. Do you want to give us any information on it, seeing how
Just
you know about
basically,
batteries and I know jack?
I've been out of the game for a while. It's just the yellow tops are more for performance. The red tops are more for stereo and that kind of.
So why,
believe. I
like,
could
what's
be
the, do you know the makeup?
I've been so far out the game. Please don't ask me any questions.
All right.
I don't remember. It's been a few years.
All right, I'll ask you next spring.
Yeah.
All right, so that's pretty much it. So next time you see us, we will start the car for the first time and check to make sure that this thing is actually charging. Time to get the belt on. I don't know how much you're really going to be able to see, but hopefully this is enough that you can help. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Are you pulling or am I pulling? I'll pull. All right. So you've got to put the pressure on the pulley to loosen the tension on the belt, and that's how we're going to get the belt back on. Yeah. All right. Let's go for it. Oh, it slipped off of the pulley. Get your hand in there. Got it. So if you can get two people, if you can get another set of hands, that will help. But I think you could do it on your own. It would just be easier with a second person. Sorry, I'm squinting. The sun is right in my eye. And in true Initial Speed fashion, working outdoors, the sun comes out when we're finished the job. Now it's very light breeze. But anyway, I need to get home. We've got plans. Or sorry, the wife has made plans. You know how that goes, guys. The tool is now wedged between the engine mount and the bolt that we leaned on the pulley. Alright, moment of truth. Start the car and check to make sure that the alternator is charging. The battery has been charged, so here we go. Fire it up. Everything appears to be back to the way it was before the alternator came out. So unfortunately, he doesn't have a dial or a gauge to say whether or not the battery is being charged. So this is one of those things where you just got to take it for a drive, not too far from home in the event that it breaks down. But I'm pretty confident. I mean, the fact that the battery is charged, there's a new alternator. Now, yes, a new alternator could still not be good, but I'm gonna hang my hopes, my hat, on the fact that this alternator is charging. So that's pretty much it. You pull on the tensioner to release the belt, disconnect the power and the ground from the alternator, pull the bolts for the alternator. In our case, we decided to pull the AC line, which gave us a little bit more room to pull it out. So Chris, don't forget to get that charged up. It's nice to have cold air. And I would probably do it before the winter starts in this case, so I'd say probably in the next month, 2 months. And the reason why is because my idea, I'm not 100% sure, but my idea is that you want the lubricant in the system. If it dries out, it's not really helping anybody or anything. My 2 cents. Anyhow, that's the procedure to remove and replace the alternator for 2004 Acura TSX. Thanks for watching Initial Speed. I hope that helped you out. If it did, don't forget, down by the comments, let us know. Hit us up on Instagram, Initial Speed 3 E's, just the way it is. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We love you. Initial Speed, we out.
Definitive proof right here. I disconnected the battery. The vehicle is running solely off of the electricity in the system. So the alternator is what's keeping it. The RPM is not dropping the way it would before, staying consistent. I'm pretty confident that this is the test, right? This is the test if the alternator is doing its job, right?
I didn't think of that. Sometimes you don't think about these things while you're recording, right? I mean, it's just, you've got so many different things on your mind. Camera angles, what we're saying, what we're doing. Yeah, so that's good. So yeah, it was running off of the alternator solely for the power. So I gotta get that. I don't have to stay, or no, how does it go?
You don't have to go home, but you gotta get the hell
out of here.